Mr Reynolds, for joining us in the Moreton Hall Podcast. I'm Kate and I'm here with Jess and Izzy.
Yeah, we're going to start with a few questions for you today, just about English in general. So if you could pick any of the texts that you've done in your career here, what would be your favourite that you've taught?
My favourite ever is, I think, it's a toss-up between Hamlet and Lear, the two best tragedies by the best playwright that the world has ever known. And I like Hamlet because it's so sort of quintessentially British. You know, we know it so well without realising. And there's this melancholy that runs throughout the whole play. And I love that. I love that sort of tragic golden thread that starts and ends the play. And Lear I like because of what it says about power, which I'm sure you know too, because you guys have studied that with me. So go on, what does it say about power?
Speak truth to power.
Quite right, yes. Yeah. Speak truth to power, absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah.
And don't fear the reprisal.
Yeah.
So those would be my favourite too, yeah.
Okay.
But I love it all, really. I mean, I love the drama because you can turn that into performance, like we have done this year twice now. And I love the fact that if the words don't leap off the page automatically, you can take them off it, and you can use so many different places in school for that. You know, you can use the classroom if nowhere else is available, but other than that, we've got so many places here in Moreton that you can use for drama. And I love poetry because once read, you just don't forget the sound of it. And that's what I love about poetry, is the sticky poetry, you know, that stays with you. You can't forget. And I think some poets have a real knack for that. I think Larkin has a real knack for unforgettable one-liners. So really, I love it all. But yeah, I mean, the Shakespearean tragedies are they're the high point of everything, really.
Yeah. Do you have any favourite quotes that you can remember? Because for our A-level, we have to learn lots of quotes. So do you
mean repeatable?
Favourite
quote? Well, I mean, my favourite of Larkin's is from 1914. Never such innocence again. You know, and I mean, he's so quotable, isn't he? That has changed itself to soundless dark. Is it in the First World War? At the end of that poem. You're looking at me as though I might have got it wrong. Which but anything by Larkin, I mean, I love that bit at the end of An Arundel Tomb, to prove our almost instinct, almost true, what will remain of us is love. So he was so desperate to be a romantic, I think, Larkin, and he was just born 80 years too late. Otherwise he would have been there with Wordsworth dancing with the daffodils. But instead he's mincing hedgehogs in his lawnmower. It's a different world.
Yeah.
Did you do lawnmower?
No.
It's a happy poem.
Yeah.
So there you go. What have been your most memorable poetry quotes then over the years?
I like that in my GCSE I wrote about as imperceptibly as grief, and I loved that in when it's I can't remember the exact quote. Lapsed away, and it like goes into the beautiful at the end, and I really like Emily Dickinson.
So, without awaying all the service of a keel, what is it? Nature makes its light escape into the beautiful, or summer or something like that. Yeah, it's lovely. That's really good.
That's a nice one. And Ozymandias as well. That was another one
that's fab.
Yeah,
that's really good.
But the Manhunt, Simon Armitage, I think he's the poet laureate at the moment, isn't he? So I think he has a new anthology I think out called Dwell. And that's really good. I really like that. I really like him as a poet. And he actually was the one that came up in our exam.
That's true, yes.
Unexpected, but so I like the Manhunt. I think that's really nice.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed Hawk Roosting as well. I thought it was a nice contrast to the others, which could seem... they sort of explored more beautiful tones, things like John Keats and his celebration of autumn. Yeah. And I think Ted Hughes' contrast with that was lovely. And although it was quite scary, to be honest, because it's about a scary hawk clinging to a branch with like nature beneath his claws and his talons, it's sort of like... I think that image is quite powerful. And I think it's particularly relevant in today's society. So
yeah, absolutely.
I thought that was a great poem.
Definitely.
I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And today we read the chapter in A Room with a View.
Yeah.
With when he
Eccolo.
yeah.
Courage and Love. Did you play the music?
We did.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's great. Did you do that together?
Yeah, we
Yes.
went to the link and we all read it.
Oh, well done.
What was it? Like a blue haze of violets.
Violets.
Yeah,
in the violet
rivulets
field.
and the eddies.
Yeah.
And,
So lovely. It was really, really nice.
it's an amazing scene, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then when Charlotte Bartlett at the end stands brown against the view,
Yeah.
I always imagine, you know, that noise that they play in comedies when the needle on the vinyl record player stops and it goes, "Eek,"
Yeah.
like that. That's how I always imagine that you've got this da 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 da, and then they have their kiss, and then it goes. When Charlotte Bartlett stands there and she's kind of matronly square of brown against everything,
Yeah.
and after that they go to Rome. They leave Florence, don't they, the very next day? Yeah,
It's exciting.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's the end of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah. It was so good.
fantastic
Yeah.
scene, isn't it?
It's so good.
What else do you want to know? You can ask whatever you like. You've got official permission to ask anything you want.
If there was like one novel that you could bring into the syllabus of like maybe like A level or GCSE, what would you bring into like to work with the students?
Well, because I think there are some. The GCSE syllabus when it comes to novels is terrible. I think it's probably worth saying that it's mostly male, stale and pale. And it's all British since Michael Gove came along and got rid of all of our fantastic diaspora of writers from around the world. I love Chinua Achebe. He's amazing. I wouldn't mind doing some Virginia Woolf, which I think is absolutely rightly ambitious at GCSE. And apart from that, my great sort of novel loves are around the kind of modernist era. So what about some short stories
Yeah.
as well? I mean, Woolf wrote lots of fantastic short stories. And then you've got all of her contemporaries in the Bloomsbury group that are just so studyable. And I think they've missed a big trick there, really. I think novels are, because at GCSE you get your Shakespeare, which is good and necessary, and you get such a broad diet of poetry. When it comes to novels, it's a bit sparse, actually, especially considering that you can replace one of the novels with a very short play, that one there. And so that can be a slightly less rich diet. Yeah. So there you go. But I mean, really, anything good. And I think what they need to do, the exam boards, is allow teachers more freedom, actually. To choose novels that are the ones that will resonate with us in our own classes, instead of this list of 19th century.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's true.
Yeah. So that's what I would bring back. Well, that's
Yeah.
what I'd introduce if it were me. More freedom and a 12-hour exam.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
To pace yourself better.
Absolutely.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing I've struggled with in English, because as much as I've loved studying it, I think in the exams, like the writing, I just struggle to try and get it all down in one. So,
Gosh, yeah.
because it's a lot. Yeah. But it's really rewarding, I think.
Yeah. But like, how many, like 6-page essay in like 40 minutes?
Yeah.
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 I can see that, but.
Yeah, 12-hour exam sounds good. I mean, yeah. Maybe not continuous.
Maybe like a little break with like crumpets and
Yeah.
like a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Like
High tea.
Yeah.
High tea at
Yeah.
5 o'clock. That would be very civilised.
Yeah.
It'd be a lovely way to do an exam, wouldn't it?
Kind of like an art exam, where I don't know if you get a break in art exams, but something like that. You get
Yeah.
a little breather and you go back to your painting.
And a scone.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah. That would be cool.
So there you go. What would you guys bring in or throw out? Would you make radical changes?
I don't know.
Personally, I think that the study of old texts is very important, because it's part of like the history of English literature and the study of verse and like like Larkin's movement that he was a part of, like preserving like traditional English forms and devices is really important. But I also think it's nice to explore like post-2000 things like we're doing in class at the moment, and I think maybe we should have a bit more of that.
Yeah.
I think that would be nice. Or maybe, as you say, short stories would be nice as well, like Saki and his stuff, which is nice. So we read some of that with Mr. Dennison.
Mrs Blencarrow.
No, not that one. Saki.
wait.
We wrote. It was Tobamori, the cat that spoke. It was a talking cat.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, we wrote that. We read it. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
So maybe things like that.
I don't know what I would bring in.
Beowulf. Anyone for Beowulf?
Oh, like really.
Seamus Heaney did an amazing translation of Beowulf. That could be studyable.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting to do translations into something from English, because obviously, like, 'cause we both do French, and like sometimes the translation isn't literal, or like things are lost in translation.
Absolutely.
So it would be cool to do more of that.
I think so.
Because there's nothing like that at all.
And how about restoration stuff? I there's in all English teaching, there seems to be this sort of literary black hole between the death of Shakespeare and the beginning of Queen Victoria, when nothing was written, but it's not true. And there's lots of really hilarious and quite edgy restoration comedies which were written as a celebration of the theatre when it was allowed to start again.
Yeah.
They would be good.
Yeah,
Maybe good to
definitely.
study.
That would be cool.
There's not enough comedy, is there? There's a lot of dirge going on.
True.
Yeah.
We've done some nice Oscar Wilde this term, which has been a really nice bit of like relief between like King Lear and other things. So I think that's been nice.
Yeah, that was really fun.
That was really fun.
Yeah. And like you said earlier, like putting it on as a show, I think I like fully understand it now, and like just to be involved in it just brings it to life way more. Yeah, and we have some great memories.
You'll never forget it.
No, even the quotes, because we'll need the quotes anyway.
It's an A star or bust.
Yeah, gosh. Yeah.
Definitely.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to do the question then, which is what brought you, and you can ask me in return, what brought you to English literature? As in, why did you not stop it after A-level, after GCSE? What was it that made you carry on? So, should we start with Izzy and go along?
Okay. Well, I decided to continue with English literature because I've always had a love of analysing words and texts and sort of trying to find a deep meaning within them, and just trying to just sort of feel what another person's trying to convey and empathise with them. And I think literature can just deliver you with something that not a lot of things can. It really does. It's transformative, and I think that it does transport you somewhere. And there's nothing like being whisked away on a lovely story somewhere. And I think that's probably why, because this classroom's like an escape sometimes. It's just, you come in and you can just delve into something beautiful, and it's just such a lovely like oasis within, I don't know, the horrors of modern life. For me anyway.
The difficulties, the stresses and challenges.
The horrors.
The hurdles.
The trials and tribulations of
there's a
modern
good
life.
one.
Yeah, that's why I chose it, because I cherish it like nothing else. So that's why.
Oh, there you go.
Oh gosh, how do I follow that? But I mean, yeah, as you just said, basically what my whole brain was. Okay, I can put into words. I think also, I know everyone's a bit like iffy about an Inspectacles, but because like when we read it, I think I was just, and when at the end when I won't spoil it, but when the rug is just like pulled from your feet and you're like, what just happened? That feeling, like I can't describe that, but like reading something, get fully immersed into it, and then something is completely changed and you're just like, what? And you just have to have like 24 hours to process.
Yeah. I mean, it is twist upon twist.
Yeah. So I just think that text specifically, and also having people writing poetry and looking at the context and really reading what their thoughts and feelings, and how you can have a connection with them like not being around anymore, and like lots of the poets in the anthology is just like crazy. And I don't think like we didn't realise that enough. I don't think like having that, and they're like immortalised in the poems and in the books.
Yeah. We have so much in common with them without realising.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And often they teach us ourselves, they teach us what we think without realising that we think it.
Yeah.
They sort of reveal it the way Michelangelo did with the David. It's in there, but we don't know it is.
Yeah.
Until the poet does it.
Yeah.
That's what I like about poetry.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
How about you, Jess?
It's kind of similar to what Izzy and Kate said. It's always been like, I've always enjoyed reading and then being able to do English. I think the that made me kind of really want to do A-level was when I actually finally understood Romeo and Juliet. It was like kind of a moment when I was like, oh, I can do this, I can understand it.
I see.
Which kind of...
When was that moment? Can you finger point?
A few weeks before my GCSE.
Oh, really? And it finally...
Yeah, it finally all came together, and it was kind of like, oh, I do understand it, I can do it. And I was like, yeah, it's a change from STEM and everything else that's going on. Like as you said, it's just nice, different, and escape.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Some texts you do sort of struggle under the surface, like driftwood for so long, don't you? Before finally breaking water.
Yeah. Yeah. It's exciting.
I'm reading The Sound and the Fury at the moment, Faulkner, and I'm struggling beneath the surface with that one quite a lot. And I read an introduction to it by a good friend of his, and he said, well, I've read it 12 times now, and I'm still there. And I've learned not to try and understand. Just read it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, some texts I think are like that forever, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that cryptic nature of language, something to be unpacked, something to kind of decode, almost decrypt. It's nice. I quite like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's something that drew me to poetry especially. It's nice. I think T.S. Eliot I've been reading recently. That's something to decrypt. But it's really good. It's nice.
Yeah.
The 4 quartets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Wasteland.
They are hard. You have to read about those as well.
Yeah, you do. You have to read around them a bit. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was interesting.
That is cool. Yeah. I think it also, like, English literature also makes you realise just, like, how everyone else has their own, like, things going on. I think, like, reading, like, the context and around, like, these authors and these people, and some people have had, like, terrible lives where they've lost, like, all of their family members, but they can still produce this, like, amazing, like, poem.
Yeah.
And how, like, I don't know, there must be a connection between, like, trauma and, like, writing, like, amazing work.
Oh, I think undoubtedly.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly.
But yeah.
That's why Switzerland has only ever managed to produce the cuckoo clock. Because they've never known a world war.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I think on that note, we might have reached the end of our time.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you too for answering questions so charmingly at such length and not putting me on the spot too much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jess and Izzy, for joining me. And thank you for listening, and catch you later.